The last fly of Flight 901. Air New Zealand Flight 901 crash, Mount Erebus disaster. The day is November 28, 1979. Mount Erebus is in Antarctica. Operator, Air New Zealand. Flight type, Sightseeing/Scenic flight. Route, Christchurch to Auckland, Antarctica, Scenic, Christchurch to Auckland, McDonnell Douglas DC-10-30 aircraft tail number, ZK-NZP. Fatalities, 257, 237 passengers plus 20 crew. Survivors, 0. Crash type, controlled flight into terrain, CFIT. Air New Zealand Flight 901 was a popular Antarctic sightseeing flight that flew from New Zealand to Antarctica and back. It was not a landing flight, instead, it provided aerial views of the continent. On this particular flight, the aircraft crashed into Mount Erebus, a 12,448-foot active volcano on Ross Island, Antarctica, killing everyone on board. Flight plan change. The night before the flight, Air New Zealand's navigation section changed the flight path coordinates without informing the flight crew. The aircraft would remain over McMurdo Sound, a safe, flat area, on the original route. The new coordinates directed the aircraft straight toward Mount Erebus. Whiteout conditions. As the DC-10 flew towards the mountain, visual conditions were deceiving. The cloud cover and the ice surface created a phenomenon called a sector whiteout, where contrast between terrain and sky disappears. It appeared to the crew that they were flying over flat ground. Descent and impact. At approximately 12:49 p.m., local time, the aircraft, descending to 1,500 feet for sightseeing, collided with the slope of Mount Erebus at an altitude of about 1,467 feet, 447 meters. The DC-10, which was traveling at full speed, was instantly destroyed. All 257 people aboard, including passengers, flight crew, and tour guides, died on impact. Atmospheric conditions made the snow-covered mountain blend into the background. The visual illusion led the crew to believe they were flying safely over flat ground. The aircraft had a basic terrain warning system, but the effectiveness in such remote terrain and conditions was limited. Communication breakdown between navigation staff and the flight crew. Misjudgments and assumptions by both airline operations and pilots. Initial inquiry, Chippendale Report, 1980. Blamed the crash on pilot error, stating the crew flew below safe altitude in poor visibility. Royal Commission, Mahone Report, 1981. Cleared the crew of blame. Judge Peter Mahone found that the navigation error and airline procedural failures caused the crash. He famously accused the airline of an orchestrated litany of lies, in an attempt to cover up its own failings. Legacy of Mahone's report. Though controversial, it became a landmark in aviation investigation. It emphasized organizational responsibility, not just pilot error. Massive recovery effort was launched in Antarctic conditions, involving New Zealand and